Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I think we got this information out on social media properly. Just keep working with new things every day, making me little more insane every day, a little more crazy every day. So we have right now, we have three that we're looking at, and a fourth, our old friend BYFC. But BYFC, we'll get into that. That's not really a recommendation. That's just, put it on a thumbnail chart somewhere. If it starts to make some moves, then we might have some opportunities on it. All right. So, the good news is it wasn't a red day yesterday. CTIB hit the first trigger line and then it dropped. But then later on in the day, it hit the second trigger line and it went up. So it actually, if you played both triggers, it would have been a wash. So that's just a wash. It's a gray day. But not red. Not red. Yes, yes, yes. That's awesome. And I had to run out early yesterday, as you know. But today we have some slim pickings today again, unfortunately. It's not the best environment at the moment for day trading. Wow. I have absolutely no idea what happened to my trading platform. This is what I'm talking about. Now, I did nothing different except just log on to my trading platform, and all of a sudden everything's different. Okay, but anyway, technology, I hate it. So we'll start by looking at the SPY as usual, because the SPY is our guide. If you see here, this line right here, this 306.50, it broke this already yesterday significantly, and it's going down further even from there. So that is definitely not a good sign. Unless it takes a horrid turn down, then that does a little price action craziness and we get to make some money. But this is just just terrible. But it doesn't always, work out either. I'd rather see it going up hard. That's where we're really going to make some money. But, we'll have to see what happens here. Yeah. So that's where we are. It broke this trend line, which is not good. Really not good. And it's dribbling down here now. Hopefully it turns itself around. But I don't know, with all the new COVID news and everything else floating around out there, Lord only knows what's going to happen with this. So that is the SPY. SPY not looking pretty. So what does that tell us? That tells us we have to be careful today with our day trades. All right, you have to be very careful. We don't want to be cowboys here. You don't want to go in crazy and think, yeah, this one's going to run up $5. It's not that kind of environment. So, to get into this, we've got four. Well, three. I'm sorry, three with a thumbnail. All right. PH. The heck? Oh, okay. All right, yeah. PHFC. PHFC, it's got a very low float, which is good news. And it's trading almost every possible amount of float that there is. So that's also good news. That generally means price action. So if you look down over to the right, you'll see all morning probably averaging about 37,000 shares a minute. It's been up as high as 107,000, down as low as 11,000, but probably around 35,000, 37,000, 40,000 a minute. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now this one, let me see. Oh, did my lines disappear? My lines did. Oh my God, this is really getting atrocious. Okay. So 547. I'm just gonna have to put them on here now. 547 is the number that we're looking for. We hit 547. That is going to be our trigger number for positive trade. More than likely. All right, right now it's tailing off a bit, but we wanted to get back to that 547 range because 547 will show us that it has strength. All right. It's got to go too far to settle. So what we'd have to do is look for a play upwards on this one today. All right, and then your get out numbers, we got to put those in. They're very important. This is the first one. Okay. And then we go here. This is the next one. Then we've got this one right here. I have to figure out if there's a way I can template this so I don't have to click these things every time. The only thing I'd want to change is the color each time. But to automatically have the left extension on, automatically show the prices on the right. That would be good. Okay, so I don't know why that didn't save. It's that's probably my fault. I probably just clicked off of it or whatever. I don't know what I did, but I'm sure that's my fault. I can't see, 5 trend lines disappearing all by themselves. That'd be operator error. So here you have it. These are your trend lines. You've got your trigger line at 547, and we're looking at the next number would be 568, 588, 608, and 628. Maybe we should have made the first one a 548, and we can hit all 8s across the board. But that's what we'll be looking at on this one. Let's see. These are the only numbers that really matter at this point with this stock. Everything else that you see down here is just garbage. For the time being, anyway. Okay, so we got that. Next one is IZEA. IZEA is tricky. IZEA always trades very funny. It's very, very unusual stock the way it trades. But IZEA has some like really good news. The float's a little on the high side, but it definitely has some good news. So that's a plus. Now it needs to go a little bit to get to a trigger point, which would be $1.85. Trading right now at $1.35. So we got to go 50 cents by market open to get in on this one. Now this is one of the ones that I might consider in pre-market if it hits the $1.85 in pre-market, getting in on it there. It's got a lot of interest, as you can see by the volume curve down here. Probably averaging about 69, 70, 65, 75,000 per minute. So that's a good thing. That's a lot of action, and so we'll see. We'll see if it does anything. Right, currently the VWAP's around $1.48. This is trading at $1.33, 34, $1.34, 36. Okay, so it has a little bit to go just to get over VWAP. That's why we need this to show strength. If it doesn't show strength, it doesn't make sense to get into this. Does not make sense. But like I said, the news is really good. And the only thing that makes me a little tentative is that the float is so high. It's like 30 million shares. I like to not go over, 10, 12 million if possible. But the pickings are slim. And this one does move sometimes. Sometimes it really cranks, as you can see in the history. Pop, 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 pop. It has some really big pops. So, it's capable of it, that's for sure. Now, did it experience its big pop already? And from $1.10 up to what, $1.64? Might have done it already. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We got to wait and see how the market responds. Let's see. And then we have SFET, which is disappointing me a little bit at the moment. I thought it was going to hug this $1.99 line a little longer, but it's fading off. They have some news. Volume, a little on the lower side right at the moment. Probably trading at about 6,000-7,000 shares a minute. So it's going to need some volume, that's for sure. You can see how weak the volume is here. So just food for thought on that one. It's hard to say. This is definitely going to have to show strength. There's no doubt about it. This is not going to be a bottom bounce type one. It's going to have to show strength at $1.99. I mean, if you wanted to, you could play this thing somewhere around $1.60, 61, 62 for a bounce. But I don't know. It doesn't show anything historically like it would, have that in there. Like very recent history, yeah, it's popped up a little bit, but over a period of time, that number's not really valid. It's valid for a very, very short amount of days. So with a limited amount of history, it's hard to say with that. But I see this over $1.99. I'm definitely in. There's no doubt in my mind I'm in on that one. So, but it's got to have volume. Has to have volume. Very important. Now, here we go to our old friend BYFC that made us a lot of money a couple days ago. Right now, it's trading under what we tagged the other day as the Titanic line. It is under the Titanic line. These are lines drawn from the previous day when we set up this trade initially, and these lines are still valid. They are still factual, valid lines. because the history goes back quite a while, and 1 or 2 days of trading do not change the history. That's, however long, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. So we're at the Titanic line. Now, some traders could try to be very, very, very uh, daring, shall we say, and try to grab this thing at the Titanic line, which is, you know what? Let me see something here. Can I? Oh yeah, okay, it will do that on the box. Good. Anyway, so the Titanic line is 284. That's really low. Right now it's at 238. I mean, it has ways to go just to get to the Titanic line. The only reason I put this one on here, to put it on the thumbnail, is because it made us a lot of money the other day. So we know it has a history of being able to pop and really get rocking and rolling. All right. And it even came back and made us a few bucks just like 2 or 3 days ago, whenever that was. And then prior to that was the day before. So, I mean, right here, this was killer day right here. We got in here at the 381, ran this thing all the way up to 723. Blew past the safety line of the max cap you could get out of it, or not that you could get it, but the max cap that's safe to trade it to. That was 637. It ran almost $1 up past that to 723. So this thing had a lot of strength, So, it did really well. Doesn't mean it's going to do really well today, but it has done well for us. And then, where was it? And it was over here. It had a quick pop up over that line where if you're able to capture maybe I think I made a few dollars on that pop. And then it, tailed off and got under what I call the Titanic line. And as you can see, there was a reason for that. Look at this drop all the way down to almost under $2, I think. It got to a low of 201. And this thing was trading at what? 723. That's a big drop. And it came all the way back down. Then, I hate when I do that. I just have this weird reaction. My finger just clicks. I don't know why. Good thing I'm not in the old West, like a gunslinger. I'd be shooting myself in the leg before I pulled the gun out. So yeah, you see here it came up and tried to make a pop over that, and it didn't work, and it came back down. That's why that's the Titanic line. This is showing considerable weakness. 284 up to 301 is not a bad move. I believe 301 was the cap on that. Yeah, 301. 284 to 301. So it made a little pop. So yeah, when it gets to the Titanic line, there's a possibility it could shoot up a little bit. And if you're feeling saucy, take a shot. But I don't know if I will. It depends on price action at the time. Unfortunately, this is another day that I can't stay here long because all those commitments I have with the move. And then after today, outside, we're not going to be here tomorrow, which I've been announcing that every day. Let me just click something on here. Okay, yeah, we're not going to be here tomorrow. Outside possibility on Monday will be here. I don't know. Really depends on how things go. And then the rest of that week, no. So if we're not here Monday, the entire next week we will not be available. I don't know the firm date yet for coming back, but it'll either be the 6th or the 7th of July. All right, everything should be up and running properly at that point. All lines run, cables run, technical stuff done, whatever it is they got to do. It should be getting done. So there you have it. There are the selections for today. And I'm just going to take a minute now and set up my trading screens so I can hopefully take advantage of some of these. That would be awesome. But they're going to have to be quickie in and out for me, unfortunately. I hate trading with it. Like, I have a mental time limit of like 10:30, 11 o'clock, but I hate having a time limit that's like forced on me. It's always in the back of my mind, and it throws me off when I trade. It really does. But we'll see what happens. I looked at CTIB from yesterday, but nothing on that anymore. CHNR still just floating along. Let's see, PHFC, we've got IZEA. SFET. I actually have that on a swing trade as well right now. That'll be interesting. And I'm just going to throw BYFC in there, because I'm a maniac. BYFC, got to get up to 381. Do I have a line there already? Yes, I do. Awesome. Yeah, for BYFC to even show any life support possibility at all, it's going to have to get over like 270 to even show it as any inclination of even getting to the Titanic line. So let's hope this one fools us today and explodes. Won't that be nice? But really, that's all we got, man. That's all we got. There's not a lot of stuff that fits the criteria today, unfortunately. You know, and again, it's times like these that you have to say to yourself, okay, I am not going to, force things. If it's there, great. If it's not, fine. Live to trade another day. I mean, unless you have endless amounts of cash just to throw at it all the time. You go broke, and you just say, oh, okay, let me take out let me go to my money closet and take a whole bunch of money out and refund my account and start over again. Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun. So you live to trade another day. It's just the way it is. Just the only thing that makes sense. Okay, IZEA we were talking about at $1.85 would be a trigger number. Now bear in mind, some of these trigger numbers do have the potential to change throughout the morning. It's not often. Trust me. But sometimes it makes sense. $1.99. Okay. $1.99 on SFET, which I have a personal stake in rooting for because, like I said, I have that on a swing trade. So hopefully this is the day for SFET to, really explode. I'm up. I'm way up on it. I'm glad about that, but I'd like to be really up on it. All right, let me put some alerts in here. PHFC. We're waiting for that to come up, so we need to go to about 540. And then tag it as 547 trigger. Okay, then we got IZEA. Gotta put that in. We're waiting for that to come up to $1.85, so I'm gonna tag that at $1.75. Put the alert for that. I like to get a little advance warning. $1.85 will be the trigger. Yeah. I need smaller fingers or bigger keys, one or the other. Okay. All right, so we got that. SFET. We're looking for SFET to go to $1.99. It is practically there. Okay. Funny, all three stocks waiting for them to go up. Usually we're waiting for stocks to come down. But you take what the market, fill in the blanks, 2 blanks, gives you. Take what the market gives you. If the market's not giving you what you really want, then you just adapt to it, adapt and overcome. Let's see, and BYFC, I'll throw a trigger number in there, but I don't know. I don't hold out much hope for this. Again, I only put it in because it was a really nice runner the other day, and who knows? You never know. You never know. I've come to, understand that so much over the years with trading. All right, so okay, so IZEA $1.85. Market's going to open very shortly. And SFET at $1.99. Okay, it looks as if I am set up. Good. And we've got about a minute and a half to we get to the ding, 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 ding. So that's exciting. Always is. I know I say that every day, but it is. Every day it's exciting. I love it. All right, good luck to you guys today. Hoping some of this works for you today, but this is a tough market right now. But we're doing the smart thing. We're waiting. We're being patient. There's a lot of people losing a lot of money right now in this type of market because they become very impatient. Very, very impatient. And when you do that, that's when you just try and force things. You do stuff that does not make sense. You put yourself in a position to increase the odds of making money, to be successful. And if you just concentrate not so much on the money, but concentrate on performing a successful trade, helps remove the emotions from it. You stay more logical, and if you perform trades that make sense, you're good. 5 seconds. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. Ding-a-ling-a-ding, ding, 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 ding. All right. All right. right, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? We have any excitement here yet? Probably not. Okay, nothing has been halted right out of the gate. All right, PHFC going in the wrong direction. SFET going in the wrong direction. IZEA going in the wrong direction. We have three stocks all following the wrong compass. They're all going backwards. So let's see what happens. I mean, it just started, so. There's IZEA. Long way to that line, right? PHFC. But you don't know. You know, a lot of times they start out with this little drop because people are taking profits. That's why I almost never, unless it absolutely falls exactly into the trading plan, I almost never trade that first bell. Because I don't care who you are, you do not know what it's going to do. And sometimes by the time you make a decision on what you're going to do, you've already lost like, you know, $700, $800, $1,000, whatever it might be, you know? So. I was hoping for some quick pop this morning because, again, like I say, I have to leave early again because I have no choice again. Got to do it. But it appears so far that the gods of the stock market are toying with me again. They know I have to leave early, so they're going to mess with me and put all crawlers out in front of me. Let's see, anything of any importance. There was one halt. Let's see, I think that's garbage. Yeah, it's garbage. Garbage, yep. Yeah, a couple of garbage halts means absolutely nothing. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Watching the paint dry again. You know, I get so pumped and so excited for that bell because it's like, all right, let's see. We did our planning, did our research, did our technical setups on everything. We are locked, loaded, ready. We are ready for action. And we don't get anything. Don't get anything happening. I mean, I like to see at least one of them trying to make a move. And so this is kind of making sense. All of these stocks right now are pretty much following the SPY at the moment. SPY is just tanking out of the gate. It's finally starting to recover a little bit, looks like right now, finally. So let's see if this rising tide can lift our boats. Or are they just going to sink to the bottom? I don't know. We're going to find out. All right, SPY's starting to crank it up a little bit. It's got to get up over 303.77. And right now it's 303.40. 303.40 is good enough. It moves too fast to give an accurate number. Man, there are a ton of stocks that are just having massive downturns right now. Holy cow. I'm looking at a bunch of thumbnails on my other screen, and it's just like, I'm stunned at the level of the quantity of how many stocks are just falling right now. Holy cow. But here comes the SPY coming to the rescue. So he's got to get up over here at least and hold it with a significant candle, not a little, you know, not a little cap gun. It's got to be like a howitzer, you know, something with some beef to it. 303.77 is really the number it needs to be over with authority. You know, when technology works, it's really awesome. It really is. Unfortunately, it doesn't work a lot. So let's see. SFET, my swing trade's going the wrong direction. That's not good. Still way up on it, but I wish it would, you know, spin back up to where it was in the pre-market. Pre-market was way up there. It was up at 238. It's got some real good news too, so I was hoping I would give it a lift. But with the SPY doing what it's doing, man, it's just so hard. Look at PHSC, total tanker. Looks like it's trying to catch itself down around here though, around this 415 range. That would make sense that it's trying to catch itself there. So let's see what happens with that. IZEA. Looks like it's trying to catch itself down here at $1.26 area. Which, you know, something can be said for that. It's not a tremendous amount of data for that. But it's possible that might be the bottom out area for this one. We'll have to wait and see a little bit. And SFET, well, SFET is a dog right now, but not in a good sense, because I really like dogs. It's just a mess at the moment. This thing is all over the place when it trades. It really is. But there are consistencies that you want to look for with the swing trade, and this has it. See this 50 right here? It's moving upwards, and the stock is over that, and it's also over the 200. If the 50 continues to move up, and we finish the bottom of the arc on the 200, and that starts to move up along with the 50, this stock will explode. No question about it. So we're just waiting. I got in real early when it crossed over the 50. Over here, the dollar was like around a buck something. I don't remember exactly what. But $1.06 maybe, $1.08, I don't remember, something like that. But you just wait, you know, and I got in early, seeing how it was coming down on the 50. Let's see if I can show you here. See how the 50 was coming down like this? It was coming down very gradual. So the next thing is going to be a slight upward movement. So that's why I got in early when it crossed over there. Crossed over it, got into it, and then now we got the 200s a little more steep, and a lot of times it is. So as soon as this kind of bottoms out and starts to come up somewhere in July, and if this continues on the uptrend, and then the 50 crosses if the 50 crosses the 200 and you're both in an upward range, this thing's going to go berserk. It's going to go crazy. So that's what I'm looking for with that. It's a very, very simple, as you can see on my, this right here, I have three things that indicate for me swing trades. I don't use them all the time. This beige color one was the Wilders, but I don't use it a lot. What I'll use that for is if the 50's turning up and the stock's coming up and a Wilder crosses it, that's almost like a 100% confirmation that it's good. Well, all right, so basically I use the 50, and the 50 has to be on an upward trend. The 200 doesn't have to be. It's better if it is, obviously. But 50 on an upward trend, 200 at least looking like it's going to be becoming an upward trend, which this one is. And then once the 50 crosses the 200, most of the time it's explosion city. Like it just goes crazy. So that's what we're looking for. That is definitely what we're looking for. And that's all. I mean, there's no major science to all of that. It's just, you know, it's just I look for upward trend on the 50 and upward trend on the 200. That's it. But primarily the 50. I prefer the 50 to be above the 200 when it's trending up, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't affect it that much. So SFET making a massive move here to $1.82 from $1.78. Yeah, we got like 5 years to wait on this one, it looks like. Hoping it has a good day. Because if I don't day trade it, at least my swing trading will be better. Huh, look at this. Look at this, the VWAP is exactly on the line that I put as the line it has to get to for strength. Coincidence? I think not. Told you these lines mean something. I say that a lot, don't I? Well, you know, because actually, I'll tell you why I say that a lot. Because you hear so many guys like that talk about this stuff. And it's like, I don't know. You know, everybody's got a new invention, a new this, a new that. Oh, I found an XYZ indicator that works on Capricorns and whatever. Like, it's just craziness. Like, oh, we may be triggering an alert soon on SFET, which may put me in the market to buy it. That's really cool. $1.87. It's got to get to $1.99 now. Then it's going to dabble around that $2 range for 12 years because everybody's going to be looking at it like, you know, like a bunch of apes if you dropped a disco ball in the middle of the jungle. They'd all be like, ooh, 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 while looking at it like, what's that? What's that? I'm not going first. You go first. Yeah. Just got to watch this that it doesn't fly past. All right. I set up my buy order. If it gets there, good. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's like the only one with any action. The other ones are just choking out. Yeah, $1.93. Ugh, it's moving up kind of fast. That it's making me a little worried, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Nice move. Nice move coming up. And honestly, really, no rhyme or reason why it popped at a dot. Why it started this trend at $1.78. I don't get it. Really don't get it. But mm, does it have the strength to continue? Does it have continuation in it? Let's see. Let's see. Does the DNA of SFET have continuation? We'll call that CONT. Does the DNA of SFET have CONT? Imagine somebody clicked onto the stream right at that moment. They'd be like, what are these guys talking about? They're like a bunch of scientists or something trading stocks. Getting a few more followers on some different social media platforms. Something must have happened. I had because I'm on LinkedIn also. This morning I ended up with like five new uh, five new followers on LinkedIn for some reason, like just out of the blue. That's very strange. But that's good though. I like it. More the better. We get some people here, and everybody can make lots of money. And you don't have to be a gambler. You can just do things that make sense. You know, you can be a professional, which is, you know, you feel a lot better when you're a professional doing this, as opposed to some like degenerate gambler. You know, it just makes you feel better about yourself and what you're doing. Wow, hard drop, hard drop. Let's see if it's setting up for a second move now. Nothing else is close, so I'm just keeping it on SFET. Watching the SPY. The SPY just took a major hit. Went from 303 to 301. Oof. That's certainly not helping SFET or IZIA or PHCF. Let me examine the circuit breakers. See if we got anything of any decency here. Nope. Nope. Sort of one, but it really, you know, it wouldn't have interested me. Um, nope. Nope. Okay, so possibly setting up for a second move up. So let's see what we get out of this. Looks like 182 is becoming a support line. Let's see if that holds on this next candle if it goes down. This would be another one here. If it holds, I don't know. I don't know, honestly, if it's going to hold or not. But it gives me something to do while I'm waiting. 184 is also looking like it's possibly, not 184, 185 looks like it's possibly developing into a number as well. So let's add that in there too, because you know what? We're waiting a while and we'll see what happens. Oh, he's going to wait and see what happens. This is, oh, come on. Click the right buttons here. All right. Some of the trading action obviously has slowed down. As you can plainly see. So I would think breaking 184 would be a major achievement right now. With some volume. We need volume. All of a sudden the volume just fizzled. Fizzle. PHCF tried making a little pop there. It got up to 467. I mean, we're still waiting for this thing to get to like 547. What was it? Yeah, 547. But again, it's showing us why there's no strength, and you know why that doesn't make sense to trade it, because basically it's pretty much consolidating. Want to put ourselves in a good, strong position. Doesn't mean it works every single time, but it means that it'll work the larger percentage of time. So if you control your losses, you will make money. So, you know, if you got a trade that's red, you don't want to stay in that trade. If you know, if it's say $3.50 is the trigger line, hits the trigger line, and it drops to 340, 335. More than likely, somewhere in that range, you'd probably want to get out. Maybe 330, somewhere around there. 325, maybe the worst, depending on the stock. Obviously, there's a lot of things that go into it. So if you can keep your losses in that ballpark, that's fine, because it takes one trade to make that up. And then if you're trading at a nice pace of green, okay, so you go 1 for 1, a win for a loss, and you're good, and you're back in business again. So, you know, we were trading at what, 16.25 green trades to 1 red trade. Okay, so you have that 1 red trade. It took 1 trade to, you know, on the average, to make that money back. So now you've got 15.25 green trades that are all profit. So, you know, as they say, do the math. That works out well. All right, looks like it's trying to push that number, push that 184 number. Or is it going to become range bound or pop through? Tough to say. There's not much volume right now. Still in that garbage range of volume. Even up all the way as high as $1.94. So definitely haven't closed the curtain on this one. This one started rolling up nicely with the SPY. Let's see. Yeah, it's tracking it fairly close. You know, not identical, but fairly close. The SPY had a nice little run up, and so did this. But now SPY's leveling off, and lo and behold, this is too. A lot of uncertainty now with some of. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so tired. A lot of uncertainty right now with some bad news coming out about Corona and maybe shutting some things down and stopping people from going from one state to another and blah 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 blah. So it's at $1.80, which looks like this might be potentially setting up for, you know, like a range trade here, as you can see. But the problem is it only gets up to $1.85, which is you got to buy a lot of shares to make some money on that. I mean, this is a tight range. You have to buy like, I don't know what, 2,000 shares, 180 to 185 to make $100. SPY is showing a little bit of positive action here. It's like they put those shock paddles on its chest, you know. Clear! Boom! So there'll be probably a little bit of lag with SFET, and then hopefully it sees that and says, hey, look at that. We're going to rise up and go through $1.85 now. I don't know. We'll see. Nothing new on the circuit breaker world here, so okay, SPY is going up pretty good right now, and SFET is still lagging, so that's kind of odd, but it is a little bit behind the SPY usually. So let's see another candle or two what that does. So we'll take a peek at PHFC, which is really just, it had a little pop here, but for the most part, it's a flat line. It's, you know, it's right here to right here. Nothing good on that one. It had all the earmarks of being a good stock for the day. And it might still be. You know, the day's not over, so you know, I'm already reading the obituary for it. But still, same thing with Isaiah. Came down, came up a little bit. Now it's just like everything's just floating along. No, nothing. Let's see, BYFC. Did I